What's up, you guys? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So, son. So recently, I know I did a Maximum Spider-Man review, Spider-Man Maximum. From basically from McFarlane. Even though I don't know if Marvel was giving him credit or not, what's going on with that? But anyway, I was looking for a definitive Spider-Man in my collection, and I thought Maximum Spidey was it. This figure right here has always been a figure that I've wanted, even since he first came out. But he sold out immediately within seconds. He was sold out everywhere. Scalpers was scalping him, and he was just incredibly hard and difficult to get. So I didn't get him. I always wanted him. I always saw him as my definitive Spider-Man, but I never got him. And he just became rare. Then there was a lot of bootleg knockoffs being sold on eBay, so I didn't trust it. You know what I mean? So I just lost out on getting this figure, and I lost hope. And I've been looking for a definitive replacement Spidey ever since. Now, Maximum Spidey kind of did fit that criteria. And Maximum Spidey is an awesome figure, and I stand by that, and I stand by what I said in my review. And the rating that I gave him, I believe I gave him an 8.5. But even though I liked that figure, very much, and it was awesome, and I loved it, but always in the back of my mind, I always kind of knew that that wasn't really my definitive Spider-Man. I wanted it to be my definitive Spider-Man, and I was prepared to just have that be my definitive Spidey. But when I always think about Spidey, I think about a couple of things. One thing is definitely the comic books, definitely. Now, the Maximum Spidey is from the comic books. It's the way McFarlane drew him, exactly, which I'm going to do comparison of those two figures later on in the video. But this figure is pretty much based on John Romita Sr., how the way John Romita Sr. drew him. And I love it. Like, that has always been my definitive version of Spidey. John Romita Sr. and Spider-Man the Animated Series. For those of you who watch that series, you know what I'm talking about. Spider-Man the Animated Series, this is exactly how he looked, because they chose from the comic books the way John Romita Sr. drew him. And I love that. So let me stop gushing. Well, I'm going to gush about the figure now. So I'm going to get into it. Son. So there's one glaring issue. I'll get it out of the way. The gappage. I don't like that. I don't like the gappage. It looks weird. I don't know what Marvel Legends was doing with that, how they fucked that up so much, but that's like the only glaring issue. Everything else is good. My paint looks pretty good. It looks pretty neat and clean. The web lines look good. They're not sculpted. They're painted. I may have maybe some little issues here and there, like that line doesn't line up, so I see that. That line's not good. The paint on the back of his Spidey back is good. I did get this used off eBay, but the seller assured me that he took care of it. From what I could see, it looks really good. So this is pretty much Spidey right here. You know what I'm saying? So he only came with his fisted hands, but that's okay, because I got plenty of Spidey hands, thwippers and such. So I could easily add that to this guy. But when I think about definitive Spider-Man, a definitive Spidey, this is what I think about. These colors, this color of blue, this color of red, all of that. That's what I think about. The Spidey boots. This is what I think about when I think about Spider-Man. So the question is, since I said in my last Spidey video when I reviewed Maximum series, I almost said Carnage, Maximum McFarlane / Spider-Man, was that my definitive Spider-Man? Am I going back on that? Yes, I'm kind of going back on that, because now I have him and he's been my definitive. There's a little paint missing there above his left eye a little bit, but that's cool. It's nothing like too major or anything. But this is a beautiful figure. You got the Spidey emblem right there. You got all that. Got the abs, got the muscles. So this figure is great. He is fantastic. You got all the web lines, everything painted very nicely. Like I said, my paint is good for the most part. I don't really see much issues. So let's get into articulation, shall we? He can move his head to the left to his right. He can go all the way around 360. He looks up pretty good, except for that stupid gappage that I don't like. So he looks up about that much. He looks down about that much. He can move his head side to side, pivoting, attitude, all that. He can bring his arms up about that much. He can fully rotate 360, up about 6 swivel, doubly with the pins, because this is not a pinless. They did this figure right before they started releasing pinless figures, and that's ridiculous. So it is a double joint, and the elbow, mine is a little tight though. He does have full wrist and hinge rotation. He does have a butterfly joint that goes back that far. That's really impressive. Look at that butterfly joint. Look at that. Nice. Very nice. Goes back, goes forward that much. Yeah, full rotation. Like I said, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, full wrist and hinge rotation. I'm going over it again. Sorry, I apologize. He can crunch back all the way that far. He can crunch forward about that much. He does have an upper ball peg where you can, you can wiggle it. You can shift it side to side. You can also turn it and turn it around. You so choose. It can also go around 360. He also has the low waist, but it does not twist. It only crunches, and that's it. He can split out about that much. The splits are really good with him. The splits with him is actually better than the Maximum series. How's that possible? He can kick up that much, kick back about that much, upper thigh swivel, doubly jointed knees. He does have the drop down hits also, as you can see. And he does have boot rotation that goes all the way around. You can hitch up his foot, up, down, and beautiful ankle pivot. So that is articulation for Mr. Peter Parker, aka the Amazing Spider-Man. My name's a human spider. You gotta tell me he got my name wrong. Get out there, you moron. You know what I mean? Like, for those of you who, watch the Tobey Maguire saga, you know what I'm talking about. Now here we are back with Spidey. So I am going to get into some size comparisons real quick. Hey brother, hey brother, hey brother. And for those of you who watch Sharma's Prime Video. So yeah, so that is the trio right there. The McFarlane Maximum Spider-Man and the Retros animated series / John Romita Sr. Spider-Man. That's what I'm calling him, because that's exactly what he is. And the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, the Scarlet Spider. Awesome. And here we are. The symbiotes. You got Spidey, Venom, and Carnage. Awesome sauce. Next up, we have my custom Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative, and we also have him next to Tombstone as well. That looks awesome sauce. That looks gravy. We also got Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative's Demons, if that tickles your fancy as well. And we also have the Lizard as well. Awesome sauce. And we have him next to his old college buddy, frenemies, now just best friends, best buds. We got Flash Thompson, who's the biggest Spidey fan in the world. And here we have Spidey next to Mary Jane, the beautiful couple, of course. And here's Spidey next to his little bro, the Spider Bros. Here's Miles next to Peter. That's awesome. And here we have Spidey next to Dr. Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, of course. You and your cursed webs. That's my terrible improv of Doc Ock. And here is the massive Kingpin, the Gamerverse version of Kingpin, Kingpin of Crime. That looks awesome sauce. So he is last but not least. And no, Kingpin was not last but not least. I almost forgot his biggest foe, his biggest enemy. You have Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. And these two look incredible together. Yeah, man. Woo! And of course, we have Peter with the Renew Your Vows, Peter Parker head. This is an excellent head sculpt. And this head sculpt is very hard to get, because a lot of people, this is their favorite Peter Parker. And I have to say, it's mine too. So finally, last but not least, we got Peter Parker unmasked. And speaking of Pete being unmasked, this is his unmasked head that I have from my Mezco collection, and that really looks cool. And also from my Mezco collection, half masked, half Peter face, because this Mezco figure was Peter like when he was in high school. So I just thought that'd be a nice touch to add as well. And never mind, I thought I wouldn't find her because she was in my storage somewhere. But yeah, I found her. So yeah, so this is Pete with Silk, Cindy Moon. That looks awesome as well. And here's Pete with his Spidey sense, and that's awesome as well. This, of course, is from the Maximum series Spider-Man, and it looks amazing. Fits him perfectly like a glove. All right, so my final thoughts on this retro animated series / John Romita Sr. Spider-Man. I know that's a whole mouthful. But that's what he is basically. Anyway, so my final thoughts on the figure is he gets a very high 9 out of 10. I couldn't give him a 9.5 and I couldn't give him a 10 because there's a couple of glaring issues that just cannot be ignored. So glaring issue number one, the neck joint. They could have did better with the neck. And Marvel Legends has done better with the neck before. So there's really no excuse for all that gappage and him looking weird, because now you can't even get him in the looking up pose if you want to. So that sucks. And the other issue was, and also the pins. The pins are red. They should have just painted it blue and it would have looked more seamless. I guess I could do that myself, but I don't really want to because I don't know. I'm just lazy. But anyway, and sometimes I mess up my figures when I try to repaint them. So I'm just gonna leave the red pins there, but it is very glaring and it kind of does take you out of the, the way that you want to pose the figure, because those red pins are always showing. And they should have just waited a little longer, because they came out with this figure right before they started doing the pinless joints. So I don't really get it. They could have just waited until, until their market was ready, and then they could have just released him with the pinless joints. Now, usually I don't complain about pins if it's painted in the same color as the costume, but I mean, the red pins are a part of his costume because he's wearing red, blue, black, and white. So I get it, but it still sticks out like a sore thumb. So that's why he didn't get a 9.5 or a 10. But besides that, he is excellent. This is an excellent figure. This is definitely my definitive version of Spider-Man. Until they release another Romita Senior like Spider-Man like this with better articulation. Well, I mean, the articulation is great. It's fantastic, but with a better head joint, better ball neck joint. I don't want the long neck joint like it is with the Maximum series, because that neck is a little too elongated, a little too long. But what I do want is like the old school ball joint, but just with more range. And I think Marvel Legends can definitely do it. So anyway, that's my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This has been my review of the Spider-Man Retro Series, animated series / John Romita Senior, because that's what I'm calling it. So I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Hope you found it informative. And remember, you are too blessed to be stressed. And until next time, see ya.